Ladies and gentlemen, the brand new Star Deck 12, Zoro and Sanji, have just released today, and we're going to see whether or not these cards are good for gameplay, potentially, or just see what the cards look like inside. Let's get it going. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully y'all are having an absolutely wonderful, beautiful, and an amazing day. Now, as I have just mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be opening this brand new Star Deck 12 for Zoro and Sanji. I'm not going to lie to you, once again, I have been very, very good at keeping away from any sort of spoilers or anything in terms of the cards, whether or not they're going to be good, playable, all that good stuff. So we're going to review all that today as we're opening this deck. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, OP06 has also released today. So best of luck in finding the cards, finding packs, getting those pulls, pulling that manga Zoro.
Got him!
Or making yourself a playable deck. But let's see whether or not this deck is playable or not. Because, to be honest with you, Uta last time literally was one of the best decks in the meta. Obviously, well, the leader itself, you have to make a better deck from it, but it's literally one of the best leaders right now. So let's see if this deck's any good. I have been watching a boatload of Brooklyn 99. So good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as the title suggests, we're opening this deck first. I did get a couple, one for myself. Okay, here we go, leaders. Leader! This is the first time I'm reading the leader ability, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what the leader looks like. Okay, it is Zoro and Sanji, double leader for life, because they are blue and green. So they could play the blue and Sanji 9-cost secret rares from OP06. They will work well with them. But Dawn times 1. When attacking once per turn, you may return one of your characters with a cost of 2 or more to the owner's hand, set up to one of your characters with 7,000 power or less as active. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, what this ability does is once you give him a Dawn and you attack, you can basically bounce one of your weaker characters back to your hand. And then if you already attacked with a 7,000 power or less card, you can basically swing twice with that card. Okay. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I think this leader ability is pretty freaking good. Basically gives you a double attack swing with a character. That seems legit. I'm not going to lie to you. That seems really legit. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to sleeve this deck because I think I'm going to play this deck, actually. And once again, there's a 9-cost Sanji and a 9-cost Zoro who is green and blue in OP06. So this probably does synchronize well with those two cards as well. You can play both of them in the deck. Now, okay, Ivankov, interesting. That is not what I expected. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, reveal one card at the top of your deck and play up to one character card with cost of 2. Then place it at the top or bottom of your deck. Okay, interesting. So once again, it's basically a mini searcher. You take the top card from the top of your deck and play up to one character with a cost of 2 or less, and then play the rest of the top or bottom of your deck. Once again, I don't like the way they word this, but I think this is the same way they worded it Uta leader. You basically look at the top card. If it's basically a character with cost of 2, you can play it on the field. And then when attacking once per turn, you can draw one card if you have 6 or less cards in your hand. So once again, blue, drawing those cards, very nice. They only give you 2 of these cards. Okay, interesting. A 3-cost, 4,000 power Mihawk. On play, if you have 2 or less characters, play up to 1 Muggy Kingdom type or slash attribute character card with cost of 4 or less other than Mihawk from your hand rested. So basically adding more cards to the field on play. Okay, now those are the SRs. Now we go into the regular cards here and the events. Okay, those are done. Kuina, you may rest this character, rest up to one of your opponent's character cost 4 or less. Okay, not too bad. So making rested. Okay, honestly, blue and green combo is going to be such a negative thing because green wants to rest your characters, blue wants to bounce characters on the field. So this is going to be a very toxic deck, ladies and gentlemen. A vanilla human drill, vanilla Perona from Muggy Kingdom and Thriller Bark Pirates, a Yosaku and Johnny, and they are a 2-cost 2,000 power card. So when attacking, choose. You give them a Dawn. Basically, you can rest it to one of the opponent's characters 2 or less, or knock out to one of the. Knock out or rest the character with two costs of 2 or less. So they give you 4 of those cards. 4 of the Rika cards from the East Blue. She's one of the OG characters from One Piece. On play, you may rest a specified number of Dawn. So rest 2 Dawn. So you have to commit 4 Dawn for this card. If your opponent has 3 or more life cards, set it to one of your slash attribute characters with a cost of 4 or less as active. So hypothetically, if you swung with Mihawk, you could set him back as active. But honestly, his abilities, his base power is kind of weak, so that might not be the card you want to do that for. This is probably the card you want to do it for. This is a slash type character, so basically, if you swung with Zoro, summon Rika, rested 2, you can swing with Zoro again. But for him, Dawn ×1. When you're attacking, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less. Jesus Christ, that card is good. That card is pretty good. If you can somehow keep this on the field in the first turn of play, this is a very, very solid card. Oh my days. And they only give you 2.
Oh my
No, God! They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And then, of course, a vanilla 1-cost Bluefin Elephant Tuna. Now they're just Sanji focus cards. Interesting. Okay. And then a 2-cost Sanji card. Dawn ×1. If you give him a Dawn, 1 attacking. If you have 5 or less cards in your hand, this character gains 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. So basically a base 5,000 power card if you have 5 or less cards in your hand and you give him a Dawn for a turn. And they give you only 2 of these cards, dude. This is why you have to get 2 one-piece decks for starter decks. They only give you 2 SRs. They give you 2 commons of these 2 cards, which they clearly know are pretty solid cards. That kind of sucks. Charlotte Pudding. Activate main. Return this card to the owner's hand.
What?
Now, why would you want to just return this card by itself to the owner's hand? There's a good counter, but I don't know what the point of this card is, just generally. Zeph, on play, 5,000, 5,000 power. Look at the top 3 cards from your deck and place them at the top or bottom in any order. This is a very good card. So it basically synchronizes well with the Ivankov card. Basically, this is how this card would work, this combo would work. You summon this card, Zeph. You look at the top 3 cards on your deck, and you arrange them so that there is a card of cost of 2 or less on the top. So you put this card at the top. Then you summon Ivankov, and on play, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck, which you just put this card here, and then reveal it with the cost of 2, and then place the rest at the bottom of your deck. So you basically just play that card for free. So 3 summons right then and there, and then of course, like I said before, it's kind of a mini wombo combo situation there, which is not bad. Like I said before, I will say this, I think this deck is very playable by itself. So far, obviously not going to be meta, but it's pretty freaking solid. And of course, when you're attacking double abilities on these cards, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck, and play up to 1 character with the cost of 2 rested and place the rest at the top or bottom of your deck as well. So this card is pretty solid. It's a searcher, and then you can basically play cards from the top if you search them as well. So that's pretty freaking solid. And then Duval, once again, another card that's 2 cost, and it's a blocker. So basically, using any of these abilities, you can just bring them back to the top without even wasting any Dawn. And he's a searcher as well. So there's a lot of searcher cards in this deck. Not bad. And this card is good. They only give you 2. Look at that crap. Look at that crap. Okay, and then they give you 4 Patty and Carnes, which are just vanilla cards. Not bad. Some event cards now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at these events. Counter. Rest one of your opponent's leaders or characters at the cost of 4 or less. Leader. Okay, so you can rest your opponent's leader if they're attacking, or rest the character card that's going to come in. So that's not bad. That's not bad. And it has a good trigger as well. And they only give you 2 of each, so you need to get basically a full starter deck. That's really annoying. But counter, up to one of your leader or character cards gains 2,000 power during this battle, then reveal 1 card on top of your deck, play up to 1 character card with the cost of 2, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck. Dude, okay, so I'm going to say this right now. This deck has a lot of searchers. It has a lot of deck manipulation. So I think, in all honesty, this is a very, very playable deck. This is probably one of the more playable decks that I've seen in recent memory. The Uta starter deck, it's playable, but it's not really great. This deck has a chance of becoming a pretty solid deck. Obviously, you want to have 2 starter decks so you can get 2 of these Zoros, and 2 of the other cards only give you 2, or sets of 2. But I think this is a very, very solid deck, ladies and gentlemen. And if you can find it in the wild, which you should be able to, hopefully, like I said before, I think this is going to be a very fun deck to play, and I do plan on using this deck to play against Prodigious, so that gameplay was going to come out whenever me and him were able to schedule a time to play. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy the video, remember to like the video, comment down below what was your favorite card from this set. Obviously, the leader is going to be really fun, and it's going to synchronize quite well with OP06, in my opinion, so I think this is actually going to be a very fun leader compared to Yamato, because I've been playing the sim a lot recently, and everyone and their moms is playing Yamato, which is fine. Just gets a bit annoying when you're playing it 500 times in a row. But, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate every single one of you. Hopefully, you have a great rest of y'all's day, and I will see y'all next time.
Ooh, it's what you do. You give me yellow eyes and orange skies. Red, I'm seeing red. I'm riding by the waves from yesterday.